I'm Janna and welcome back to the Crafty Corner. Today is our final day of Craftmas and we're going to be creating to the theme of Jolly Old St. Nicholas. We're going to be looking at Santa Clauses from Sizzix, Stampers Anonymous, and Idea-ology to make a few cards. If you'd like to see exactly which supplies we're going to be using, go ahead and pause here. All right, let's head over to the Crafty Corner. Today, we're going to be making several cards that feature jolly old St. Nicholas. Now, to start, we're going to be using a base of distressed watercolor paper, and we need to make a background. So, a little spray from water, and now a dash of barn door distress spray. Beautiful Christmas colors. And now, to add a little sparkle, we're going to be adding some Distress Spritz fossilized amber. And we need to give this a very good shake, because if we don't, and sediment ends up at the bottom of the bottle, then it could potentially clog the sprayer. But there we go. We've given it a good shake. Now we've got some beautiful sparkle. That is going to make a great backdrop. Let's dry it off. Okay, here is our nicely dried background, and check out the shine. That is gorgeous. Now, we're going to be pulling in some festive greenery and poinsettias from the Tim Holtz Idea-ology Layers Ephemera Pack. I love all of these botanicals that we have. There are so many to choose from, and I wanted to use these as part of our background. So we're going to be spreading some collage medium on our background, and then we'll be sticking down these beautiful holiday greens. Okay, so we've got our glue. Now let's make a little collage in our background. All right, we're going to take this large one. We're going to put that at the bottom left corner. And I'm just going to use a teeny bit of collage medium to kind of seal this over the top. There we go. Now let's move on to our next corner. Ooh, got to go with some holly. That is so pretty. Now the nice thing is, even though we're covering up a lot of our background with these greens, we're still going to be getting some beautiful splashes of red through the leaves. Okay, so moving on, next corner. Oh, we've got some more beautiful holly berries. Love that. A little bit more collage medium, put that over the top. There we go. All right, what have we got next? Well, we need some more glue. And then, let's see, I think I've got another poinsettia that we can use. Yep, perfect. Let's go ahead, place that there. Oh, that is just really popping with that bright red background. That is good. And that dash of spritz is definitely showing lots of sparkle. Perfect. Okay, so just pasting that down, and we've got a couple of little gaps. So I have this larger piece of holly berries. We're just going to give this a quick little trim, and we'll be able to add this to the card. There we go. Ooh, and it's kind of like a contrasting color. I love that we have different shades of green on here. Definitely adds some really good visual interest. Okay, so we've got that. Now we'll add the other piece to the other side. So of course, we're going to need a bit more glue. There we go. Smush that around. And now we can add our last piece. Perfect. So we've now got a bit of a collaged background. Absolutely love that. And it really goes well with our shiny and bright background. So I'm just moving a little bit more collage medium over this to make sure that everything is stuck in place. All right. On to our focal point, which would be Jolly Old St. Nicholas. So again, this is from Idea-ology, and we're going to be using some foam squares to pop them up to give them a bit of dimension. The foam squares are from Simon Says Stamp. Definitely one of my favorite places to get foam. So let's go ahead, we'll remove the backings, and then we can place our Santa Claus onto the card. All right. So let's see, I'm going to place him right about here. Oh my word, that looks so good. Now we need to flip this over and do a bit of trimming. So I'm pulling in my tonic snips, and we're just going to work our way around the card and trim off those extra pieces of greenery. Now, I'm definitely thinking that I'm going to want to cover up those edges where you're going to kind of notice that we cut the greens. So, of course, we're going to be bringing in some washi tape for a washi tape border to bring the card all together. Okay, just finishing snipping last side. There we go. and then we can flip it over and take a look. Here we go. Ooh, I love it. That is great. So let's clear the deck, get rid of those scraps, and start digging for some washi tape. All right, let's see here. What have we got? Oh, perfect. I want to go for the kind of vintagey one. So we're going to grab the ATG tape gun and we're going to run that along the side, and then we can add our washi tape. And I just need to kind of rethread the tape dispenser. It came a little bit undone. Not a big deal. Okay, so we'll run that line of tape and work our way all the way around the card until we have a beautiful border. And I'm definitely thinking we're adding droplets. Probably in gold. That would definitely go well with the distress spritz. So taking our piece, making sure it's a little long so we have the tails to tuck behind the back, and sticking that right onto our card. Very good. And just fold the tape ends over, and we've already got side one completed. Let's jump ahead a little bit to our finished border. So now we're just adding those metallic dots. Very good. Definitely liking the way this is coming out. So that would pretty much complete our first card. I also added a label sticker at the bottom that says Holly Jolly. Now we're going to do just a quick little bit of cleanup before we start our next card. I just want to spray down the surface and wipe it off so that we're good to start the next card. For the next card, we're going to be pulling in one of my favorite Sizzix Christmas die sets. This one is Santa Greetings, and it is perfect for the Christmas making season. It's got letters, a fantastic colorized Santa, and it is just so charming. Had to pull this one in to create a card this year. All right, so let's start with our background. I want to do a base of some craft stock metallic from Idea-ology, and I was able to pull in a piece of paper from an older paper pack. This is Paper Stash from the 6x6 paper pads that Tim used to do. Now, I've got a few of these in my collection, and I'm trying to use them up. They are fantastic papers, and this blue one was perfect for the background that I want to create. Also, I kind of used a bit of that in our previous video, so this was a great time to use up some scraps on the desk. All right, and our landing zone is going to be a piece of Idea-ology ephemera. That little piece of holly, very pretty, very vintage. And we've just stuck everything down with a bit of ATG tape, and we've created our background, and that will be ready for our Santa. All right, now the Santa comes in quite a few pieces, but not a problem because it's very easy to put together. And we're going to kick this on fast forward for the assembly process. Now we're going to add our adorable Santa to our card base. He is just so perfect, so happy and jolly. Love this one so much. So we're going to place him right there, and I think we're going to pop him up with some more foam squares. So we're just going to have to flip that over, grab our foam squares, and start peeling. There we go. Just a few of these, and we will be all set. Now we'll just get the backings off of those. There we go. One more, and we are good. So let's add him on our card. There we go. All right. So now I'm thinking I do want to add a sign, but I'm not going to use the die for this. I'm going to use some Idea-ology twine and a label sticker. So here is our twine, some lovely red and white, and we'll just cut a section that should match. There we go. Yeah, I like the red and white. The red and white is pretty cool. And then we'll just snip off the extra right here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this a minute or two to make sure that the string has a chance to set up with the collage medium, and then we'll go in with the stickers to add our banner. All right, so I'm just cutting apart the word sticker a bit just to make it look more banner-ish, and then we're going to have another completed card. So I decided to go with the sentiment Merry Christmas. So I just cut Merry into 2 parts, and Christmas is probably going to be 3 or 4 parts, but it definitely looks like he's holding a little sign now. I like that. So we'll just keep cutting the pieces apart, and then we'll be all set. Yeah, it's going to take 2 more parts, I think. CHRI, there we go, ST, and then the last part, MAS, can go there. All right, not bad. I do like this. It's layered, it's fun, and our Santa Claus is definitely the focal point. But I do need to add in a supporting element. I've got this little poinsettia, and that would go perfect right here. Pretty good. Oh, you know what? Why not? I've got another piece. Let's add that in the other corner. I do want just a little bit of symmetry. There we go. And we'll put that up here. Yeah, this is working. I like that. Very good. Okay. So just repositioning that. And I am very pleased with this. This is turning out really well. Oh, need just a little bit more glue. There we go. Great. So I'm thinking this completes our second card, and this was featuring the die set Santa Greetings. Very happy with the way this turned out. Very Christmassy, very fun. All right, now on to our third card. Our third card is going to be featuring Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. So we're going to be starting with a base of Distress White Heavy Stock and featuring the stamp set Home for Christmas CMS 498. We're going to be using the holiday baubles and this bough of pine. And we're going to be stamping with some Distress Archival inks. I have got some Rustic Wilderness for the pine branch. So let's go ahead. We're going to just stamp this out. I'm going to try to create a rough pattern, but mostly I just want to make a background. There we go. We've got our next stamp, and we're going to be stamping with some barn door. Okay, so we've got that, and let's stamp it. Very good. So I'm just going to be alternating between the 2 stamps until we have a completed background. I love making my own backgrounds. It is very, very fun. So far so good. And I'm just going to kind of move the card around and add more stamps as we go. And hopefully this is going to build up and look really good. Okay, not bad. And I might even be able to get some double stamping once in a while. The green is pretty vibrant, so I should be able to stamp that more than once. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Ooh, yeah, now we're building. Now back to the holiday baubles. Let's put that over here. Good. Now one more of those, and then I think we're going to be almost done with this background. I will want to sneak in a few more pine branches just as little space fillers. Okay, I've got that. Take that, put that right here. There we go. And now I just kind of want to fill in a couple of those little empty spaces. So, like right there. Oh, maybe over here. Okay. Yeah, this background is starting to feel nice and full. I love it. Okay. I would call that background done. So, we're going to just clear the deck and move on to the next part of our card. Now, for the main focal point, I want to feature this year's Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous set. There's a wonderful Santa Claus in here, and I thought we could pair that maybe with the little Christmas tree. Not quite sure how I want to add these just yet, but I do know these are the stamps that I'm going to want. And I also know that we're going to need some Distress Archival black soot for when I start stamping these. So I've got that, and I've got a couple of ideas, so I'll have to just play around a little bit and see what's going to work. Ooh, a tag. That could be really good. I like the idea of a tag. But the question is, which way should the tag go? Oh, you know what? I haven't done this before or often. I think I'm going to put it in portrait, but this tag needs a little bit of color, so I'm going to spray. This is a mixed media tag. It's one of the small ones, number 5, and spray with a dash of frayed burlap. So here is our tag, all nice and dry. We've got some drip drops going on here. Now I'm going to add another layer. I decided that we needed some embossing to add some more visual interest. So I embossed a piece of metallic craft stock. This is the folder ornate, one of the many Tim Holtz Sizzix 3D folders. And this one is perfect for the holiday season. So we're just going to add that down as a base layer, and then we can put our grungy tag over the top. So let's place our layer. This is going to be right in the middle of the card. There we go. And I'll need to do a little bit of trimming on the side, but that is very easy to take care of. We'll just grab our tonic snips and trim off this little edge. There we go. So now we have our foundation ready. Now it's time to do a bit of stamping. So the stamps that I'm pulling in is this year's Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Stamp-Timber set, and it is a good one. But before I do that, I need to just take a teeny tiny bit off our tag so that everything's going to fit nicely. All right, well, I'll do that after. Let's go ahead and start stamping. So we have the cute little Santa Claus here. That's going to go in the center, and I'm stamping with some Distress Archival black soot. And for the other two sides, I'm thinking I want to use the Christmas tree. That'll just balance everything out quite nicely. All right, so we ink, and we line it up, and we stamp. Very easy. So ink up again and stamp one more tree. Now my thought for these is that we're going to be coloring with some Distress re-inkers. Those are very vibrant and should go over our background very nicely. Now let's go ahead and trim off that little extra bit of tag before we start coloring. So just carefully finding my little mark. There we go. All right, all nicely trimmed. So let's grab a Distress water brush and our re-inker palette. For colors, we're going to be using Tattered Rose, Lumberjack Plaid, Rustic Wilderness, Prize Ribbon, Mustard Seed, maybe some Wilted Violet. But right now we're just starting off with the Tattered Rose. There we go. Just need to color in the face and the nose. That's good. And now let's go for that Lumberjack Plaid. This is going to be for the Santa's hat and some of the baubles on the tree. All right. I just love the vibrancy of the re-inkers. They're very concentrated, and that makes them great for coloring over darker surfaces. And now I'll just color in a few of the little pieces of the tree since we've got the red out. There we go. I'm liking the way that looks. And now I'll just need to quickly clean off my brush before we go in for our next color. The next color we're grabbing is some Prize Ribbon. And again, I'm just going to go in and put a couple little dots of color on the tree. Then we'll clean our brush and get a new color. For our next color, let's go for the Wilted Violet. And we'll just need a little bit here and there. There we go. The tree is already starting to look bright and cheerful. Now, let's see. What do I want next? Let's go for the star. We've got some mustard seed. And just adding a little dash to the star. There we go. That is good. And now I want a little bit of brown. This is for the tree trunk. This is vintage photo. Okay. And now I'm going to go in for just a dash of aged mahogany. And this is for the tree base. There we go. Now I'm thinking for the tree, gotta go with Rustic Wilderness. It is a great color for a tree. So that's going to be our green, and we'll just carefully paint that on and work our way around those little dots of color. And then we are pretty much mostly done. Okay, carefully working our way around. There we go. And that would be tree number 1 complete. That works really well. I love the re-inkers, and they're so easy for quick watercoloring. And now we'll take care of the other tree. And the other thing is, you really don't need a whole lot on your water brush. Just a little dab, and oh, you're going to be going for quite a while. That color is just wonderful. Okay, just a little bit more in this tree. Now, I'm thinking I do want to add some white for the Santa's beard and like the pom-pom and the brim of the hat. So I'm thinking I might bring in a chalk pastel. Not typically one of my go-tos, but it's very opaque and it's going to make the white portions of this tag really pop. So let's go for it. There we go. Oh, that's laying down really well. I like that. Got to remember that as a accent every once in a while. Very good. So we'll just finish coloring that in, and then we can add our tag onto the rest of the card. All right. Good. So I'm going to grab some more ATG, and we'll just stick that right onto the card base. So things are looking pretty good. Very happy with how this is all turning out. We've gotten a chance to play with 3 different sets of supplies. We started off with some Tim Holtz Idea-ology, then we moved on to Sizzix, and now we're focusing on Stampers Anonymous. This has been so much fun, and I love being able to play with all of the different mediums. Now, for the finishing touches on this card, I want to add some label stickers. We have got December 25th, and I'm definitely thinking that I want to add a second sticker. So let's go with this one, Merry and Bright. Perfect. Let's take a look at all of the cards that we've created here today while we've been creating the theme of Jolly Old St. Nicholas. We have got Santa Clauses from Idea-ology, Stampers Anonymous, and Sizzix. Thank you so much for joining me here today for day 12 of Craftmas. I have had so much fun creating for the 12 days of Craftmas. Hope that you have a wonderful making season. Until next time, happy crafting.